Bakker, the naturopath. Greetings, I'm from New Zealand. Thanks for coming back. What do you do when Candida gets really bad, gets out of hand, and you start freaking out? I don't know if you've been in that position, but I was in that position in my 20s when I had symptoms so bad it was just diabolical. When you feel terrible, you feel depressed, you feel angry, your body's hurting, you're aching, your bowels playing up, you can't socialize, you can't really go anywhere or do anything. What I found the best thing to do was to cut my food back really to a minimum and to really load up on more water. I was taking some herbal medicines, just small amounts here or there, but what I did is I retreated really. I kept to myself. I stayed in my little place because I lived alone for several years, and I found it much easier to cope with than being around a lot of people all the time. I found it too emotionally draining and exhausting to be around people, especially when people saying, "You look so terrible," and "What's wrong with you? Why don't you go and see a real doctor?" and all this sort of stuff. So when you've got bad yeast infection or bad SIBO, people don't often understand what you're going through. So they look at you sometimes like, maybe you're faking it, or you don't want to work, or you just want to lie around and do nothing. So I found it easier to pull back a bit, not being rude to people, but retreat. I minimized my food. I took time off work. In fact, I left work because I was too sick to work anyway. And I spent several weeks really on my own at home. If you've got a close friend or someone you can talk to, that might be good. Having a little bit of moral support there can help. But the solution also is not to pump yourself full of supplements when you're feeling really bad. Many people do that. They'll take, this powder, or they'll take these pills, or they'll quickly take this, thinking they can mitigate responses by quickly taking lots and lots of stuff. Don't do that. Okay, that just makes things worse. When we panic, we often have these knee-jerk reactions, and then later on we think, I was so stupid, why did I take those 15 pills of this for? And it's only made it worse. So taking less is better, spending less time outside is better, and more time relaxing and quiet time. Even good time just to lie down in bed and to chill out and not do much at all. You'll soon, things will soon pass. You'll soon feel better. But the point I'm making is you need time out. I just broke my pen. How dumb was that? So I think you get my point, right? It's different now than when I was in my 20s. Of course, we had no internet. So I know many patients have told me they find a lot of support by going online into forums and things like that. But be careful with forums, because again, there are a lot of instant, armchair Einstein Candida experts out there ready to give you all of the best information, what worked for them. They don't know you from a bar of soap. They wouldn't know what you're going through. So just be careful getting advice, because it may not be the advice that was the right advice. All right. Thanks for tuning in.